Birth control allowed us to have sex without making babies, and now reproductive technology is allowing us to make babies without having sex. This statement, made by Jennifer Law, the president and founder of the Center for Bioethics and the Culture Network, shows us where we are in the aftermath of the sexual revolution. From MRC-TV, I'm Jessica Kramer. I recently spoke with Lowell about her efforts to stop the manufacturing of babies and instead build a culture that respects the beauty of procreation and the dignity of the human person. Our modern, consumer-driven society believes that we have the right to children, that we can choose when we want them and how we want them. They're not always viewed as a gift, but instead an accessory, an entitlement. First, many pro-life organizations, from the American Life League to Personhood Alliance, have argued that the process of in vitro fertilization is not consistent with a pro-life ethic. Multiple embryos are made for the procedure, and many of them don't stick, so to speak. Some of them are frozen forever and never used. Some of them donated to research and then destroyed, and others are simply discarded. Second,
overwhelmingly all IVF cycles fail. I've been tracking the CDC data, which is the only place in the United States that just gives us a little bit of data. It's really woefully unreported. But for the last 10 years, we just consistently see 75% all IVF cycles fail. You know, the people that actually finally get a take-home baby will have spent 6 figures in order to get that baby.
Which brings us to talk about the industry, which Lowell argues is more interested in making money and prescribing an alternative to the sexual act than actually addressing the underlying issues causing infertility in the couple that can be addressed.
And I call it Big Fertility. My most recent documentary film is called Big Fertility. It's all about the money. The fertility industry in just the United States alone is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's a multi-billion plus dollar industry when you look at how this operates around the globe. And make no mistake, you know, you can literally order a baby online. You can buy sperm from a handsome Danish man. You can buy eggs from a Ivy League elite smart pretty girl. You can rent a womb in a woman, you know, halfway around the globe, you know, just to sort of give you the depth and the breadth.
I asked Lowell if this is something that she thinks should be illegal, and she actually had a really good comparison.
We don't let people buy and sell organs. And we know that if we let people buy and sell, it will be low-income people that will be selling their organ because they need the money. It'll be the wealthy people, the well-insured, who will be able to buy that organ.
When I asked if celebrity culture has blinded us to the ethical concerns regarding surrogacy, Lowell pointed out the crisis in the Ukraine.
We have this huge story coming out of Ukraine with these, you know, babies that are literally being cared for in a makeshift hospital/hotel because all the foreigners can't travel because of the travel bans. And so, but in America, we're fixated on, you know, Anderson Cooper and baby Wyatt, where the rest of the world is looking at Kiev, Ukraine, saying, what's going on here? I read today that they're expecting 1,000 more babies to be born in Ukraine via surrogacy. Wow. That still won't be able to go home to their purchasing parents. And I call them purchasing parents because these babies were bought and sold.
Lowell makes the case. Read a surrogate contract and tell me you don't think she's a slave, seen as more of an incubator than a human person.
The many, many surrogate contracts that I have read, all of them drawn up in the United States, most of them in California, they all have abortion clauses. They all have fetal reduction clauses. I've seen surrogates waive their end-of-life decision-making. So for some reason during the pregnancy, they have to be on life support. This one particular contract, the surrogate had never even ever met these people. They were total strangers. And she was asked to give them permission to withdraw life support based on how far along she was in the pregnancy.
Lastly, I asked her how she thinks this is changing family life in the United States.
I'm in the backyard of the Silicon Valley where all the big high-tech companies are offering these like egg banking, freezing your eggs as an employee benefit. You know, There's a whole new movement, single by choice. I mean, Anderson Cooper is a classic example. He's opted to be a single dad by choice. You know, so, you know, I don't have to wait for Mr. Right or Mrs. Right to come along. I have technology. I can bank my eggs. I can freeze my eggs. I can have a baby later on my own. So I think it's just, it's breaking down that traditional family model that we've had for centuries.
Thanks for watching. I'm Jessica Kramer for MRC TV. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube pages for more great videos.